I don't really know if now is the time to try that ET in your first ever official match under a new banner. Really not seeing anything too serious across the board here. It has been largely farming focused, although as I say that, Matthew and Boris are going at each other. Matthew hits 2, so he does have that combo to work with, but he took the DOT really right at the start. It is going to push him back, although... Okay, they're just going to go until somebody dies, and I think Matthew goes down first here. He pops the Fairy Fire, though. Is that enough? No, it is... Oh, yes, it is. Okay, the DOT eventually takes Boris down as they do make the trade, and then back down in the bottom lane, Panda and Bakaz picking up on Alexo. And Xantic, again, trying to sort of just push that little bit forward, keeping this opposing Rubik on relatively low HP, but it looks like for now Chris Luck is handling himself. Up top, though, not the same for Boris. Just getting jumped in on. Malefisk used. Matthew gets the combo pretty much for free at that point, and they manage to find themselves a pickup. Now they're looking for another on the other side because, well, he goes down. Panda, I guess, technically gets the kill first, so there's a little bit of a benefit, but that's still your Monkey King getting picked off. Did he really? Wow. Yeah, with the mana to spam it out now, it turns into a much more significant threat. Speaking of threats, what is going on here in the river? Matthew rotates his way in. Chris Luck, well, that's the problem. He wasn't really the target. Excuse me, not the target. He wasn't really the damage dealer at the start of that fight. Xantic just kind of comes in with the life drain, and a little bit of an example there for the Pugn of, you know, my 6 is better than your 6. The Rubik was able to steal Decrep earlier, but didn't actually do him a whole lot of good. So Xantic gets the kill, but over on that bottom lane again, the fighting continues, as this time it's Devi who gets caught out because 3 points up in the Jingu makes him very hard to lock down, and there's no boundless for 5, so Pakaz would just have to try and follow on foot. That works pretty damn well, though, actually.
Barely broke a sweat.
I thought Alexo had more in the bag than that, but apparently not. Yeah, honestly would have felt maybe a little bit greedy from them, so they decide to simply fall back while they're holding their ground mid, though. But the push did come through top. Whisper combining forces with Matthew, able to get themselves onto that tower. They do claim it, but, well, then Chris Luck goes a little bit too far forward, and Xantic is able to punish him this time. And yeah, that's Doom used. That's unfortunate, but at least you don't lose your life as well. That's some sort of silver lining. Matthew. Solar Guardian in. Yeah, there's your black hole. Whisper catches him out. Matthew jumps in. If Whisper gets the black hole, that combo is going to be there pretty much every time.
Yeah, nothing you can do to really survive that until maybe get an A on disc. I don't know, just probably not very possible right now. But because there are 3 heroes showing top, get some great damage on mid. They put down the Nether Ward. They're going to start Nether blasting it. Any hero that shows up has to be really cautious here because that'll happen. And okay, Xantic got fogged, so does cancel out his ulti, so Matthew gets to walk, but the tower is still dying.
Lukas is here, but he doesn't have Wukongs, and yeah, now he's going to get trapped up in the chrono. The life drain is on him. Can they save him at all? Well, can he save himself, actually? Bakaz is starting to heal up, but the decrep is going to prevent him from getting any right clicks in. They still need to get him away. They can't do it. Bakaz goes down. Alexo is traded out, but if you're wildcard again, you are okay with this trade.
We'll scare wildcard back here, but Xantic really does have to be careful because he's the only one who can make that mistake. Nobody else really can for him. And though Boris might get glimpsed back, really, there's no place he can go, actually.
Yeah, they're just going to get a quick kill onto him. It may cost them Matthew, though. Yeah, Sharpshooter comes in to finish the job, so all of that turns into a 1-for-1 trade on the supports that technically, in terms of gold, favors wildcard, but this is going to be where things get a little bit more dicey. That is Xantic pulled back into a Static Storm combo, and now they absolutely have to get something in exchange. They're looking for the Rubik, but there's the black hole. Whisper blinks in, catches out too. Chris Luck still dies, but if they could turn this into a teamfight win, they're going to be more than happy with it. They get Alexo, the Malefisk, now down onto Devi Lama as well. Do they want to chase? Bakaz says, kind of. There we go. Drops the Wukongs down. It wasn't going to have the radius at first, but the Glimpse pulls the Doom back in. And EG will take the fight. Please don't leave that. Thank you. Not an entirely clean teamfight win, right? Chris Luck did still get hit up by the Doom and died, but we're going to be relatively happy with the overall results as Acorn Shot has been stolen. They glimpse Alexo back into the river, and yeah, they will have more than enough damage. And honestly, from Xantic, this Nether Ward, it's nice, but it's not really enough to fully dissuade people from going in, as Matthew I'm not entirely sure what he was trying to do there, but he is trying to make a great escape. He goes north as the Doom blinks south, and all of this is acting as a bit of a distraction because here comes the rest of EG looking for some sort of engagement. They're going to try to punish Xantic. They glimpse him back into the static, and somehow Matthew is the absolute perfect bait. I'm not even sure if he was trying to do that when he started, but that's going to be the end result.
He just is able to connect. Now he's going to TP back home. And
Well, EG looking for something here. 3-man smoke. It's Whisper and the 2 supports who will make their move. And, well, they're pinging up towards the top lane where they do spot Yuma, but it's not going to be an easy kill unless they get the jump on him. And Yuma, he just used the time walk. He's in trouble. There's going to be your black hole. They're going to lock it down. And the reinforcements will not arrive in time. In fact, Boris, not only here too late to help, but maybe too late to avoid retaliation, but doesn't look like they want to go for it. They already used their black hole. Matthew is very low in HP, but Panda is looking for it. There's the glimpse. Xantic's going to get pulled back into the static storm, and, well, this is going to be a problem. They don't kill him off immediately, but again, nobody wants to push into static to help him. They don't really have the means to do so, and now because he wants to go even further, getting in onto Boris, they're going to lift him up and pull him back. They find that pickoff, and for Wildcard, it's time to cut your losses. They're just trying to get everybody out of here. Alexo, though, is being chased through the trees. Stolen Bushwhack does not hit, but it gets them the vision that they need for the glimpse. And Chris Luck finds the kill. Well, some of the Wildcard heroes are building some magic immunity, but not enough, and the ones who are building it all don't have it yet, so they're going to continue to get caught out.
it's so problematic, I think, at this point. You gotta start getting him, but yeah, well, this might just be your BKB forced out of you, but he's gonna try to walk it out, and I suppose with the Jakiro there, he should be able to walk this one out, but still, scary situation to be in.
That's gonna
Chris
go.
Luck, there's the chrono.
They got Chris Luck right away. They're going to take down Matthew as well. Now they want more. They've spotted Panda, hitting him with the Infernal Blade. He's trying for a TP, but yeah, that's not going to complete. The Ice Path is thrown under his feet, and Wildcard needed an immediate response after kind of collapsing a little bit in the north side jungle.
This is going to be kind of a crazy play from Pakaz if he goes for it, but he will not go for it. They get the Aegis, and always have to be very careful. Don't want to lose that first Aegis too quickly, but okay, Yuma says thank you for bringing me back in. Doesn't really care too much. Pakaz is also getting that split push going. They're checking in the trees for the monkey, but he simply isn't there. And finally, the Nether Blast. They're going to start coming in. Yuma,
Well,
okay, found Whisper.
yeah,
but
if they can get the
damage.
kill, they do have it, but there's a buyback. He is going to pop it. So Whisper back on the front line, and now they know Chrono's unavailable. They're going to glimpse him back. The Time Walk doesn't really do him much good, and if they could take out the first life, if they could get the Aegis out of his hands without having to use those big ults, now they're set up for something else. Because is going to throw down his ult. Panda drops one as well. And Yuma, well, if it's not for the buyback on Whisper, that play feels pretty good, but with the buyback coming through, it turns into an overextension.
And they are looking for a pick to set up for the Monkey King to show up maybe a little bit later. Right now, Pakaz is a little too far for anybody to connect, but he's running for the DD rune, and then we are looking for that 5-on-5 fight. As the smoke breaks, it's Antic. Gonna get gone on, but nice forest, still gets caught.
Yep. Black Hole onto 2, no help coming. They clean them both up. Kaz was able to bottle that double damage runes. If this is a 5-man smoke to kill Matthew's Dawn, that's not really the most efficient use of your time. They do check Roshan, though, but it is a long timer. Over 2 minutes before Rosh will be back up.
Yeah, and well, the Dawnbreaker, yeah, is gonna get seen. Would have to ult to his team, but no, there's no time. Goes down. But Wildcard called that with the bottom wave pushing as far as it was, that there might have been somebody in that triangle, which is a guess that they do whiff on. But the play, and there's a buyback on that Dawnbreaker, but they're really looking for this team fight.
Well, there's the Rubik jumping in, though. The Doom is going to be deployed, so they do lock Yuma down. The Solar Guardian now coming into play. They got the Static Storm dropped as well. They caught both of the main cores in it. And Wildcard, they just weren't ready. Again, the buyback kind of catches them by surprise. First it was Whispers, now it's Matthews. Oh, Tavai, though, does make the jump in. Doom on himself. He's going to be able to lock down at least one. Matthew, yeah, going down as well. So they get the double, and now they're going to try to push on to Pakaz. Pakaz has to try and hold his ground. Whisper, though, is going to come over to help him out. That allows them to take down Boris. And Tavai, I'm not 100% sure you win this fight, and I don't think he wants to try. He's going to back himself off now. Or maybe not. Blinks back in. Goes for the Infernal. Pops his PKB, but there's the Black Hole. He does eventually get punished. Pakaz can just whack away at him, and, well, at least Tavai's able to find 2.
Faceless Void is no longer a target. You can't afford to just use your big ultimates on that Aegis. You have to go for a more paced out fight. But EG say no, we want to fight. We find the backline. Whisper is raring to use this refresher. He's got 2 black holes to use. And scary. Now, Whisper.
Yuma makes the jump, but the telekinesis is actually going to lock him down for a moment, but Whisper is still dying. He does have a buyback. But at this point, I'm not really sure they're going to want to use it.
It's because, despite it all, has been still out farming the lanes, pushing in those creeps, and he's got that 25, so he's ready to take that brawl as well. Boris is crazy.
Yeah, this is maybe a little too far forward. Yuma, he doesn't have Chrono, so I don't really know how much he wants to try and do here. Pushes in, gets the dilation, and then backs out, so a little bit too far. Out of Boris there as Chris Luck. Oh, he's thinking about going in. He still has the Chronosphere. The Static Storm has been thrown out first, so he's going to use the Chrono to try and keep Xantic out of the fight, and that is actually perfect. Technically, Yuma was caught in that as well, but he can still move, but he doesn't want to move forward into the Static Storm, so he has to abandon his teammates. And EG, in 3 kills now, maybe 4. Chris Luck's kind of hunting, but you got in, you got the vision, so now if EG do come back to contest the pit, you are going to know about it. And that is enough for them to feel safe pushing in, and they're doing this pretty damn quickly. EG's response, it's coming, but will it get here in time? Roshan already dropping low. Pekaz able to get into the pit, but the Yule Scepter is going to throw him up in the air. The Chronosphere is going to get thrown down underneath his feet. And, well, there's no backup right now for the Monkey King. Pekaz's help is all the way back because Divide was able to pop the Doom on himself and push his way forward, but Whisper's still going to get a Black Hole off. Connecting on a 3. Where's the damage, though? They've lost the Monkey King. He does buy back, trying to re-enter this fight. And maybe they can start to turn this around. Divide Llama's been taken down, and Xantic is low as well. Whisper, looking for his moment, hoping for a second Black Hole. He did refresh it, but he hasn't thrown it out just yet, because honestly, they may not need it. They've caught Yuma. Can they bring his first life down? Yes, they can. And now is when they're going to try to set up. Whisper, what does he have? He's got a BKB ready. The Dual Scepter, though, did throw him up in the air, but it's not going to stop it. The Black Hole comes through. They do catch Yuma, and Wildcard are on the retreat. Even though they take Roshan, they were not ready for the full-on engagement that followed.
No, and Chris Luck just carried. He just carried the entire fight. He just has time locked War Stomp. He's perma-stunning heroes right now, and okay, he's a little bit too far and might die to all these buybacks, but all the buybacks have been forced, but
Xantic dies back.
Have buyback on Rubik. Yeah, it's time to get back in the fight. This is their moment to win. They cannot lose Whisper, though.
He's dropping low. He does go down. Okay. That's Whisper out. Matthew's going to fall now as well. Pekaz on the front line. Doesn't have any backup, but he is holding BKB. He's going to pop it now. Here comes the Solar Guardian in as well. They're trying to keep Pekaz alive. Healing up off the Jingu, and they are turning. Yuma's going to get taken down. Divide Llama next up on the chopping block. He falls as well. No buybacks available. They've all been used already. And EG, well, have they found their moment? Boris glimpsed back, hit up by the Nullifier, and will be dropped. And there's the GG.
Yeah. Oh boy. Ooh, it's perfect. It was just perfectly baited out, and then at the end there, I don't know what cut it. I think it was Matthew, but cut the tree of the Hoodwink, so he gets the BKB off, he starts lifestealing, he starts healing, and then Divide doesn't find his Doom, because Divide is perfectly chain stunned. I mean, it's just stuns on stuns on stuns on stuns. It's just absurd.
Because that is going to be the call from Xantic here, 201 split in terms of the early skill build, and yeah, I mean, why not? Sometimes we see the Queen of Pain try to cheat and max the Scream just for the farming potential, but even if you're not going to win the trades, you still need to commit to the trades against the Kunkka. Speaking of commitment, Panda a little bit overcommitted there in the bottom lane. And Xantic really doesn't have the mana to go blinking across the river to try and start a fight.
Yeah, and with them knowing where the link is, well, Horse is going to get gone on. 6-minute rune. They are going to fight, and haste rune. You couldn't ask for a worse rune for Wildcard, because now
the snowball.
The Kunkka,
Is he going to die to the DOT here? He very well might. Yeah. They do manage to bring him down. I do believe Boris is going to pay for that one, but who cares? They take that trade. That's just really perfect for them. Very unfortunate series of circumstances there for Divide. Puts him out of the action for a good long while. And, well, I guess the question will be, yeah, who comes here to try and punish him? Panda is in. Whisper's going to charge. It's the trample. Malefice, though, is going to hold him back for a moment, but will it be enough? Maybe, because Alexo comes in. They take down Panda. The Pulverize will not be enough damage for the kill, and all of a sudden, Whisper, you're a little bit too far forward. He is going to back himself away, and Divide will not be killed. He's going to lose his Eidolons here, but you're going to be okay with that, especially if you can turn this around, because there's still 4 heroes here. Pakaz didn't realize. Can anyone help him? Here comes Whisper in with the charge into the trample. That doesn't really help his teammate, but maybe he can find some sort of return kill. He is pushing quite nicely, and with Panda back in, well, they got onto one. Xantic, I don't know about this. Yeah, there's the Pulverize. He is dropping low. Can he be finished off? Yes, he can. Frostbite from Panda gets the job done, and I guess we'll have to wait and see, but you're able to get the supports a little bit more here and leave them in a better position to actually help if it does come down to more team fights. Speaking of fights, Whisper is in a little bit of trouble here. Does Alexo actually want to go all the way in, though? Well, he doesn't really have a choice. The Pulverize is going to catch him. The Wukong's command comes out. The Boundless Strike is there as well. The Ghost Ship, though, mistimed. Well, no, it's not, because it wasn't actually targeting Alexo. It was targeting Devi. They're going to be able to finally get this Enigma. There we go. It's like the 3rd attempt that they've made on him now, but this one does hit home. You're
going to have to see the Kunkka just walk back mid. If he didn't have to use the boat, then he could stick around bottom and look to kill Devi on his TP, but mid tower is taking quite a bit of damage. They do need people to start arriving. BD on the clock as well, making it a lot less close, but Alexo gets scouted, and well, he's got a friend. You're going to try to get the trade, and what a Sonic Wave, but
oh, now he's rooted, though. The Frostbite's going to catch him out. The Freezing Field is being channeled. He doesn't have a blink. Matthew will just TP himself home. Whisper was faking out the right clicks in case the deny was necessary, but
TP top, infest Alexo, get a smoke going. Looking for the Gyro, farming his triangle, and they will narrowly avoid Panda, but then to get scouted by the tail end, but Pakaz still falls into it.
He's just going to hold his ground. He's going to throw out that call down. It's not going to be enough to save him. Maybe they get a kill onto Alexo here. Yeah, they will find the kill, but over on the other side of the map, Whisper goes in with Chris Lux, so they'll take Devi Llama out. That's going to make this a pretty favorable trade at the moment, but with Yuma getting involved, Panda may end up going down here, or not quite. He pops the Frostbite, he gets the slow, he's walking away. Whisper now TP's in and charges forward, so they'll take out Boris. And Wildcard, have they overextended again? He's looking for the Pulverize in another 5 seconds, so they need to keep heroes locked in place. It's Xantic, gonna get pulled back by the X into the boat, not the boat, excuse me, into the Torrent and the Frostbite. Again, that Frostbite really just shuts it down. Xantic is waiting, but it's the obs down, so if anybody's trying to farm up in that east side jungle, will be spotted, and now, well, I don't know if they're going to be able to get that kill. But over on the other side, Pakaz has gotten himself into trouble again. There's no neutrals this time to bail him out, and that is the downside here. You're trying to maximize your efficiency on the gyrocopter, sending him out alone, but that does mean if the enemy comes knocking...
So revealed to Whisper that Blink Dagger is online, but is able to walk out of that situation, and they should pretty soon here try to involve Devi, because this black hole, it's not on cooldown, it's not getting any sooner. They're finding some nice picks top, though. Caught the CM while she was dewarding.
Take Panda down, remove the Sentry Ward. To establish some degree of safety and order in that lane so that they can just continue to farm it, but at the same time, they did just lose their tower mid. Chris Luck, now he's going to get some damage onto Xantic, but he might want to be careful. Here comes the Snowball. He does have BKB. He didn't opt to use it immediately, though. He's going to try to hold, and while he holds their attention mid, Devi ended up getting taken down in the bottom lane. They kill him and TP out, so now, yeah, the focus is just too split. Half the lineup's down bot, the other half's mid, so Alexo is kind of the one left in the lurch, and
like I said, more importantly, getting this vision out of bottom is where we need to see a rotation in from Boris, but he's already moving towards top. He's just looking to play the lane instead. I'm just worried about the smoke rotations that could come as it's Xantic. It's gone on mid. It's the easiest connection ever. Alexo tries, but fails to make anything happen, and he's going in deep. He's on Whisper. There is no creep wave.
Misclicks pause, and yeah, Alexo is, he's gonna cancel out the Freezing Field, I suppose, but now how does he get out of this fight? He doesn't. That's the answer to that question. And now Yuma, there we go. They're going to force out his rage, but now that the rage is down, Whisper says, let me try to get in there, but there's not really a lot he can do. He's already used his Pulverize, so mana boots, pops some mana boots, disassembles those, and then reassembles the Lotus repeatedly. So maximum efficiency, I guess, but it was freaking out the item purchasing tooltip, and now that he's got phase boots picked up, BT, I think we're done with those shenanigans, but it was kind of funny while it lasted. This is not funny if you're Devi, though. This is just a straight up death, and you can't afford to be in this lane anymore. Neither can Boris. Yeah, you don't want to be there, and by the time they realize that, it's way too late.
Yeah, feel like this is EG's just slam dunk. Just every single lane has kill threat. Everybody has kill potential, and that's an Orchid reveal on the Lifestealer who needs his Tusk, and Tusk.
Oh, the snowball didn't hit him. Yuma's not dead yet, though, but there's the freezing field. His TP will just barely get off, so he is safe, ET. Varying definitions of the word, but that's free Aegis. Presumably... I said presumably into Picas's hands. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, and it's, you know, not the fastest push, but it's just free. It's where Wildcard, they're doing what they gotta do in mid, getting the play going, and Matthew, that'd be a nice pick, but Whisper's already there to make the counter jump, and Whisper, he's got 5 stacks, he's got the uproar, he's got a rock to throw as well, but Yuma does just rage TP out what he's allowed to do, but at least they get the tower.
Tower claimed, but it did come at the cost of their own tier 2 on the other side of the map, so nothing's going to come without a cost. I suppose that is the lesson to... Oh, no! The lesson to be learned here is Devi gets his TP canceled by the rock throw. Yeah. Just got to sit here and wait for death. There is absolutely no way you pop Black Hole in this instance. And Devi, the last 15 minutes have just been about as bad as possible for the Enigma player.
Ended up in kind of a bad Enigma game, you know? It's hard to say, but that's what it ended up feeling like. And then, again, a very difficult draft to look for those bans as Whisper. Well, he just goes.
Wow.
Gets you early, gets you fast, and hey, Glyph doing a lot of damage, and Whisper might just go down, but okay.
Can they turn this into more? Xantic's already popped his BKB, so he's got to be careful pushing in. But that bushwhack, okay, it'll catch out too. That's going to sort of disrupt things a little bit, but because with the Aegis, feels like pushing his way forward. They're able to take down...
No!
Oh, Devi, it's just a nightmare. Nothing can possibly go his way. And that's it. Fight's done. Yuma's just going to try to get back into the base. Maybe he makes it, but Devi, I'm surprised he's still in the server at this point. I would have quit like 5 minutes ago. This is so bad for him, and now he's gonna get punished again. Oh boy. You will be taken down once more. What's the record here? 2-9-5. Not a fun time, but I don't know, ET. Maybe the BKB changes something. It's just... Oh, okay. This might change something too.
Oh,
Whisper.
no.
Oh no, the Lotus. Alexa's going to try to pull him back as far as he can. They do get the bushwhack down onto him into the Sonic Wave, so they might still find the kill. But this has bought a lot of time for EG to get the rest of the lineup in, and they're going to go for it. There's the root, there's the freezing field, there's the call down on top of it. Yuma's dead, and Xantic has to blink back. And they are in full retreat. Alexo, how far away can he pull these heroes? Well, he can pull them pretty far away. The problem is Matthew has the movement to keep up with them, so... This is not really going to go the way he wants it to. He'll just try to fight for as long as he can, but here comes Panda. Has to wait a moment as the snowball will delay this, but it can only delay. It can't prevent the death.
And because on the other side, you know, getting business done. Everybody is just not farmed enough to take out these massive cores. It's where, again, strength cores, the numbers are just too high. There's a full hex as well on Chris Luck, so could blow the game wide open if, let's say, Xantic blinks in and isn't privy to that, because that is a blind purchase. They are not aware of it just yet with the Kunkka. So here we are. The last Rax, the last tier 3.
Devi gets caught out of the base, so he is not available. There's no buyback. He's dead for 40. And they're just starting to fall apart. Yuma with his BKB is holding on the front line, but he's not going to hold for long, and there's your GG. Wildcard just get overwhelmed here in game 2, and well, ET, to a certain extent, we kind of talked about this possibility, right? 24 picks, something was going to come out. EG had the hammer, and the Wildcard do certainly get flattened by it.